Let's talk about Materialists. No spoilers. So on Thursday night, I went and I saw the new Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, Chris Evans movie that is directed by Celine Songs, who did Past Lives, which is one of my favorite movies of 2023. I was so excited. I was like, this is going to fix me. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I was riding for this movie. I did write about it over on Substack, so if you want to go check it out, tellthebees.substack.com. I talked about dating and love and money. Basically, this is a movie where Lucy, Dakota Johnson plays Lucy, a matchmaker. So she concerns herself very much with the like practical realities of dating in New York, right? She works with the rich, she works with the wealthy. So she very much understands the like dating marketplace. And so one of the things that really interested me about the movie, because I talk a lot about like the incelification of the internet and the way that like the reification of beauty, the way that people, especially here on TikTok, talk about like you have to be the prettiest and the skinniest and the like coolest and the sexiest to like get a boyfriend. And in real life, that's not true, right? Like plenty of normal people have partners, but like the way that a lot of people, especially Gen Z, talk about dating sort of aligned perfectly with the like movie where everyone in this movie was like, my partner has to be 6'5", make 500K a year. He has to be like the greatest and the tallest and the sexiest. And like, it is not real. I really wanted the movie to explore the tension between what we say we want and what we actually want, and it unfortunately did not do that. I'm so sorry to report, I didn't love it. I know that a lot of people in the trades especially have loved it. It is not a rom-com. It is not really romantic and it is not really funny. There is like some humor sprinkled throughout it. Actually, my favorite parts of the movie were where Lucy was working as a matchmaker and she would meet people and these like insane people would say, yeah, he has to be 6'7", he has to be a Republican, he has to make $700,000 a year, he has to have a $12 million apartment. And she would look at them and be like, you're 39 years old, like you're not going to get that. Because that's realistic, right? On Substack, I wrote about how we have these like femininity coaches and these like dating coaches who are out to profit off of you, right? And they're selling you this idea that like if you work on yourself hard enough and if you are like, again, skinny and tall and rich and white and thin, then you will get everything you want. And unfortunately for all of us, like everyone who is not one of those things, it's just not realistic. The movie is shot beautifully, which I think is confusing a lot of people. A lot of people are believing that this movie is like much more than it is. I'm not saying it's not deep. It has a lot of really good ideas, but again, no spoilers. I think the ending just didn't really work for me. I think that it felt like the movie started out as one thing and then sort of halfway through turned into something else that wasn't really sort of cohesive. The most interesting part for me was that this has like three mega stars, right? Like all of these people are incredibly famous and all of them are blank. On Substack, I said that Pedro Pascal was like very blank. He was kind of a cipher. He was a representation of all of these things that like women or whatever people in this movie say that they want, where he's tall and rich and suave and cool, but there was no interiority. There was like nothing there, right? Chris Evans plays an actor who's out of work and he's like very, he's doing an accent and it's like, okay, but there's not a lot of there. And then like, the same thing for Dakota Johnson, where I'm one of the 6 people on the internet that rides for her. Like, I do think in The Lost Daughter, she is very compelling. There are moments of a real pathos where she is able to connect with the camera and like gives us something very intense and very good and charismatic. And here, unfortunately, she is not operating on that level. She's like blank for a lot of the movie. So it's like, I don't think the script really works. Like the writing, it was so just like stilted where I don't know if it's like coming from a playwriting background sort of made it just like not work for a movie, but it didn't feel the way that real people talk, right? The way that people sort of laid everything out. They talked about themselves like stockbrokers or like butchers talking about meat, right? Where it's like, I'm 6 feet tall, I deserve this in the market. And it's like, okay. This is one of those movies where I'm like, if this was better, if this was better, if this was better, if this was better, it would be like a better movie. But if you have to change everything about the movie to make it better, then I don't think you liked it. And I do not think I liked it, unfortunately. My final beef is that for the marketing of this movie, Celine Song is everywhere talking about how love is the most powerful, special, magical, unique, powerful force in the entire world, and you just don't get it, and it'll change your life. And then the movie does nothing to sell us on that. Like, the movie is so focused on the practicalities and the like brass tacks and the math of dating, where it's like, again, talking about money and height and weight and this, that it's like, okay, where's this? Like Celine Song loves love. She loves her man. She is in every interview talking about how love changed her and love will transform you and love is so powerful. And I'm like, where is that in the movie? Sorry, and that was the most hatery that I'll get. But I did not let Materialists, I fear.